Good morning, everybody. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, and we're building freedom today at a rainy Pebblespring farm. Mandisa and I are very, very happy to see that the levels of water have risen on our dam. It's been dry here for such a long time. Such a sad thing to see the land get so dry, but you know what? Everything comes right in its own time. We've just got to give nature a chance to correct itself. Don't be impatient. Don't freak out. Look, here the dam is coming up to where we like it to be. Should be knee deep in water or hip high in water. If the levels had been anything like it had been for the last 2 years. But I'm very, very happy to see this water rising overnight. The reports from our neighbors are that we had over 60 millimeters of rain, which is a lot, given that the average year at Pebblespring Farm is somewhere between 600 and 700 millimeters a year. So to have 60 millimeters in a night, that's 10% of our annual average falling overnight. So you can see that that's quite a lot of rain for us. We're very, very happy to see this, and we're very, very happy to see all the frogs and the bugs and the mosquitoes and all the other life and the diversity that will come back to us here. But this dam never ran dry. This dam, even in the driest time, had water in it. So we're very encouraged by that, to see Pebblespring Farm in all its forms, dry and wet. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman signing out for Pebblespring Farm. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman for Pebblespring Farm. One of my favorite animals here is the woodpecker. It likes to look for grubs in the dead trees, especially this dead blue gum that's come down here. But when it rains, like it rained last night, it makes this softness of the outer layer of the wood more easy to penetrate. So they look for grubs and little worms in there, and they have a feast when the wood becomes soft with the wetness of the rain. They will work away, pecking, pecking, pecking. Sometimes you hear them long before you see them up in the tree above you, sometimes in the fallen branches like this. Not sure what the name of this woodpecker is. Can one of you clever people please help with that? There we are. Nice little bucket he's got there. Beautiful forest animal, and one of the many on the list of species that make Pebblespring Farm so diverse. I love the woodpeckers, I love the porcupines, I love the bushbuck, I love the monkeys that raid the guava trees, I love the turtles in the dam, I love the otters that I'm convinced that are here but I've not yet seen. And it's so nice to have this in the middle of a reasonably developed rural periphery to a city. And my intention is to keep it like this, but to keep it in such a way as to allow us still to do the kind of commercial agricultural activities that are able to keep a place like this sustainable. Because you can't balance biodiversity and commercial agriculture, then it really is just one or two very, very rich billionaires or charities or government that can do it. But if ordinary people like you and me can balance biodiversity and commercial activity, then it's sustainable. It's something that a whole lot of people are able to do. Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking about today as we watch this woodpecker find another meal. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, Pebblespring out. Good morning, everybody. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman for Pebblespring Farm. And I'm coming to you today from a beautiful park in Seahole. It's a lovely hot day. I would estimate it's about 25 degrees, 26 degrees here already. It's really nice. It's a public park, and it seems that there's families and people that come here on a Sunday. It's a Sunday. People just come here to spend time. Beautiful open space here. I looked on Google Maps. I mean, this is hundreds of hectares in the middle of Seahole. Beautiful big trees, forest
lush green stuff all over the show. And people just spending their time enjoying it. And Korea, this is a very, very, very old civilization. People have been farming here for 4,000 years, and farming in a clever way, not in the way that the Americans in the Midwest are doing it with their corn and their soya, but farming in a way in which they're able to sustain and grow fertility, increase fertility in the soil, through intensive agriculture, through farming a mixed bag of aquaculture, small vegetables, livestock, pigs, chickens. That's how they've managed to do it. But what I'm thinking about here today is just how important it is for a very, very built-up city like Seoul and any other city in the world, any other town in the world, to have access to open space, to have access to a forest, to have access to somewhere away from your desk, somewhere away from neon lights, somewhere away from the daily grind that has become the existence of so many of us. But to be out here, is it breathing in the oxygen? Is it the sound of the crickets behind us? Or is it some as yet unquantified, unmeasured, magical thing about being outside, about being outdoors, about being in the forest among the green leaves and the moisture, or there's some kind of a, I don't want to call it a vibration because that's what hippies talk about. I don't want to talk about it as a feeling. I don't want to talk about it in terms that I don't understand. But what I do know is when I'm in the forest, when I'm in a natural area, I feel stronger, I feel better. If I can just be quiet for a little bit, shut off my thinking, shut off my continuous need to analyze and name things. If I just listen to the bird long enough, in that split second just before I try to think what's the name of that bird, when I just think, wow, what a beautiful sound that bird is making. There's something very, very important about being in a natural environment. I've also come to the conclusion that I don't need to understand why it's important. I just need to know that it is. I don't need to give an explanation. I'm not a scientist, for heaven's sake. I'm just an ordinary person trying to go about my life being the best possible version of myself that I can be. And that best possible version of myself must include some routine that includes me being out in the wild, on the beach, in the grassland, in the forest, on the hill, but away from buildings, away from cars, away from computers, away from television, away from noise, away from clutter. Just spend some time in the cool of this stone pine. I didn't know stone pines came from Korea. We got stone pines in Port Elizabeth, and they seem to be planting them all over the show here. These beautiful, this is a stone pine, isn't it? Tell me, do you guys recognize it? Anyhow, it's beautiful out here. But I'm going to take myself back into the city. You see where we are here. Look at the tall buildings around us here. We're in the middle of the city. All around us, we're surrounded by tall buildings. The old part of the city. But here, behind me, this massive expansive park that stretches for hundreds of hectares. I'll show you guys a picture perhaps on Google Earth to show you how it looks. But this is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, heading out now for my morning coffee for Pebblespring out. Good morning, everybody. Tim Hewitt-Coleman, building freedom at Pebblespring Farm. Listen to that bird in the background. You see that? That is a pitme fro. You hear the sound? Pitme fro. Pitme fro. It's a very distinctive African sound. It's a very distinctive bird call. But you know what? I've never seen this pitme fro. I see in my Robert's bird book It's 3:43, so I've looked it up before, but I've never actually seen it before. And isn't it such an interesting thing? Has any of you people seen a pitmay fro? How many times have we heard that distinctive African bird call? Pitmay fro. This is what it looks like. Robert's Bird Book says it's plate 343. So plate 343. It's that one there. But I've never seen it. I mean, it's a red-breasted, red-chested cuckoo, Cuculus solitarius. Now maybe because it's so solitarious that it hangs out by itself and we never see it. But I'd like to still see the pitmay fro in my lifetime. But in the meantime, I'm just going to listen to it. Tim Hewitt-Coleman, Pebblespring, out. Good evening, everybody. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, building freedom today at Pebblespring Farm. And look what we have in the tree there. You know, I think that's a crested eagle, but the clever ornithologists out there will tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Looks like a crested eagle, but it's a little bit silhouetted. Can't see. Let me just check. Get out the car. Oh, there it flies. There it flies. There it is there. Roy, I see you've done a lot of work here, but this pole here is in the wrong position, and these ones as well. Everything must be lined up with these two corner poles. This one must be lined up with that corner one, and then you set the line between these two corner poles, and that's how you set out the other poles. Alright, so unfortunately you have to take these ones out again tomorrow and straighten them. Okay, call me or text me if you have a problem. Good evening, everybody, this is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, and we're building freedom today at Pebblespring Farm, where it's raining cats and dogs, and we're very happy to see the dam filling up, because it's been dry. It's had 2 days of constant and continuous rain here, and it's so important that we get rain in the spring, that we combine the heat from the atmosphere of November and the wetness of the rain coming down to allow the new trees that we planted to really take root, because water is everything. You can have carbon, you can have nitrogen, you can have potassium. None of that gives any impact to any living plant if there's no water. Water is the crucial ingredient, and that is why we're so happy here at Pebblespring Farm. Talk to you again later when we'll report on the dam levels. Out. Good morning, Roy. I'm very worried. I don't know what's happening, because I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm saying to you, or how we can be not understanding each other. This gap between the poles is not wide enough for the gate. We spoke about this. You look like you understood what I was saying. Please explain to me what is happening. I really need to understand. Hey everybody, this is Tim Hewitt-Coleman at Pebblespring Farm, where we're building freedom, and we've got guinea fowls for the first time on our land. I can't believe it. There's chicks as well. I've been wondering why there's no guinea fowl. We've seen them up the road and we've seen them down the road, but now they're right here. I thought maybe it was the Cape Franklin that were keeping the guinea fowl away, but here they are. They've come to join us. Can you see the chicks? I'm so pleased. I'm ecstatic. I can hardly hold my happiness. I'm about to burst. Tim Hewitt-Coleman, Pebblespring, out.
They tend to like try and level up, you know, like compete with the Australian tree. Like, so plants tend to grow more faster when there's like an Australian tree next to them.
Bullshit!
Yeah. So what do you...
Good morning, everybody. This is Tim Hewitt-Coleman, building freedom today at Pebblespring Farm. Listen to that bird call. I've got no idea what it is. I can't hear the bird, but it's such a distinctive call. It's up in this blue gum tree somewhere, but I can't see it. Can somebody help me out?
Tim Hewitt-Coleman, Pebblespring out. Good morning everybody, this is Tim Hewitt-Coleman and I'm building freedom today at Pebblespring Farm, and I know that many of you were anxious to hear about what updates we had on the guinea fowl situation. And here we are finding that no, the guinea fowl visiting Pebblespring Farm was not a random event. In fact, they are here. We got one limping one over there, and I can still see the chicks. So I am hoping and believing and praying, as I not very often do, that these guinea fowl will now make their permanent residence at Pebblespring Farm. Here is wishing you freedom, and that you build that freedom for yourself. Tim Hewitt-Coleman.